The Atari is a video game console that I have respect for to a certain degree, but I also hate because it stifled home console innovation.
Okay.
It came out and it was super popular. So what happens when companies are first on the scene and their initial idea becomes really popular?
Everybody goes and buys it, and I don't know. What's
A majority of the time, they get overwhelmed with like, we're making money now.
Oh,
we're a commodity. Do
company.
everything we can to make more money. Push products out the door.
Yes.
Make as much money as we can. We don't need to make sure it's good. Just make it.
Yeah.
That's what they did with video games. They would push games out the door with no way for there to be updates. And they were fucking terrible.
Or like not even actually completed.
And not even actually complete it, much like the E.T. game, which you've heard about, which that incident alone nearly destroyed the opportunity for everything we have now. They almost made people believe that home video games were a failure.
That's weird to think about.
There was a little bit of time where everybody was out.
That's
Nintendo.
Crazy. What would have happened? Well, it would have eventually have just happened anyway.
Maybe. But Nintendo are the ones who were like, nah, we got this.
Gotcha.
And you know, the NES kind of saved the day. But Atari shit the bed so hard that it almost ruined everything. So while I do have massive respect for bringing the arcade into the home and proving that it could be a viable thing, they also took that success and then cut its own throat and made it seem like, it didn't work out. And for that, then for the shit games, like I'm not going to sugarcoat it. In comparison to the games that are decent, even, not good, decent, the games that are absolute dog shit on the Atari, dude, it's a mountain of garbage.
I don't know anything about games, so I can't lend to this.
It is for playable games, it is the worst console to just randomly pick something and try it, because they're mostly just not fun. And it could also be like my age. Like I was born after the heyday of the first Atari, you know, like the one that came out around like when I was really into games, like the Atari Jaguar, which was also a flop. Like it didn't work out. So I mean, my Atari experience that has been good is more of like them as a developer of games, not of consoles, similar to what Sega does now. But like, yeah, I haven't played many Atari games that I enjoy. John, of course, did an entire series about Star Wars games.
Yes.
And the first one, John's StarCade Episode 1, is Atari games.
Woo, boo. I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's Star Wars. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. Nikki has dabbled in Star Wars. She hasn't seen all of them, but we will be watching them on our Patreon soon. If that's something that you're interested in, you should go ahead and become a patron, and you'll get to see us react to some Star Wars stuff. Not a plug at all.
Down in the description below.
But we're going to check out, because all of you, well, not all of you, a lot of you have been letting us know that you really want to see reactions to this. We're just going to go ahead and do it.
All right.
You ready?
Ready.
Oh, my.
So he's Han Solo.
Shut up back there! I said shut up! You're just pissed off because I outsmarted you and got your flying saucer. And maybe next time you'll think for a second before you pick up someone saying they need to get to the nearest hospital as fast as they can. You chumps. All right, now just to take this thing for a spin past Earth and give everyone a little sci-fi scare. Maybe I'll end up on the next episode of Ancient Aliens.
Oh my God! It's Star Wars?
Oh, come on, this thing's good for nothing. Whatever, let's get out of here already. Oh, whoa, no, that's not good.
Incoming message for Captain Solo from Supreme Commander Vader.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
Tight squeeze in here.
Mensaje entrante para el Capitán Solo de Comandante Supremo Vader.
This call is brought to you by Empire Collect. Would you like to accept or die?
God.
Accept.
Thank you, and please enjoy surviving another day, Rebel Scum.
Well met, Commander Tron.
Well, that's not my real name, but you don't look like the kind of guy who cares.
I must commend you for your valiant efforts against the rebellion. The Empire is most impressed. You managed to capture two of the most infamous of rebel scum in the galaxy.
You mean these two guys? The shaggy-looking guy and the walking carpet? No, I just picked them up because they have no paper trail.
Say no more. Now it is your time to truly prove your worth to the Empire.
Now you listen here. I will never, as long as I live, join the Empire. Also, who is that? You're just my dad trying to scare me again, dressing up because of teach me a lesson?
What?
Because I didn't mean to wake up, Mom.
Very well. Let's see if this persuades you.
Can he do it through?
It's not my throat.
Your will is strong, I'll give you that. But I have one last thing I'm certain will pique your interest.
John, save me. Me and you.
No!
Dark.
What?
Not Jacques!
I have my ways. Now,
Oh no!
to show I mean business.
Oh no. He's just a boy. Oh no.
It's just a boy.
That was only a taste of what's to come unless you comply to my demands.
All right, fine. I'll do it. What do you want me to do?
Play
No!
every Star Wars video game for me. Even the poopy ones.
Even the
Poopy ones.
I need footage for my upcoming Let's Play channel. I plan on calling it Darth_Vader_ likes Green Day 1992.
Seriously? That's what you're gonna call it? You'd be better off calling it something stupid like StarCade.
Oh my god, dude.
Aww.
So many Star Wars games spanning so many decades. Where does one even begin? Especially when he doesn't even have any of them. Yo, Vader, if you want me to do this, you gotta give me the games.
Of course. A slight oversight.
It's not how that would work at all. But okay.
Seriously?
Okay,
Come on,
the
man,
gravity
don't you have a
just-
better way to do this,
Yeah.
given your Empire
It
budget.
doesn't exist there.
This is a good one.
What the hell?
That's good. Thank you. This game is a port of the 1983 arcade game of the same name that used the now outdated vector style of graphics, which we'll get to later. And wow, look at this box. If you were a kid in 1983, chances are you would have thought this was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're probably like this guy right here.
TIE fighters! Fireballs! Coming right at me! Watch the laser towers! Aim for the tops! Pick on the catapults! Use the
really
force!
Oh God, I'm gonna die!
Alright! I'm going in!
Died the way he lived. Like a goddamn psychopath.
With an advertisement like that, you know you're getting into something good.
Let's go to the moon, baby! Or space. Which way does this go in?
Now, I don't want to be overly critical, but I can't help but feel there may have been a slight exaggeration made in that commercial.
Some game!
All right, man, come on. We get it. Calm down.
Maybe the sequel will fare better. They also made Empire Strikes Back on Atari, but weirdly enough, this one came out before the first one. I don't get it either.
Hey, that's nice. You get the real music in the game. Not all tie-ins gave you that back in the day, so believe it or not, that's actually a bonus. I'm not so sure what's going on the bottom of the screen, though. Is that a horizontal radar of someone constantly firing a bullet? And speaking of understanding, I don't really understand where I am in space or time. Is that the mountains, or are we under sea? If those are mountains, what would that make these? Subterranean mountains? Atari games are hilarious. They just merely hint at what is actually supposed to be going on. You could have called this game Bird vs. Camel, and no
Yeah,
one would have argued with
100%.
you. Don't believe me?
Bird
Look, you'd have bought
versus
this, wouldn't you?
camel.
I can't even hear over this box art.
To complete the trilogy, there's Return of the Jedi Death Star battle. It's a good thing they went with the Death Star and not some Ewoks. Yeah, that would have been weird.
Ah, yes. I remember this classic Star Wars situation. Now we know why Han Solo was late to help Luke in the Death Star battle. He first had to cut a hole through a large David Bowie's album art before he could get there. You fly around as the adorable Millennium Falcon like you're playing asteroids, and you're supposed to, I guess, go through this tear to get to the Death Star so you can destroy it.
What? Okay.
I don't remember the Death Star sounding
Are
so
you
much like my dad's
kidding me?
office. Who left the fax machine on again?
Wow, they made this look harder in the movies.
In this version, they decided to make the Death Star out of styrofoam.
What?
Oh, and it regenerates. Okay.
Oh, can we play that back in reverse? I think I might have heard the voice of Satan in there.
This game is coarse and rough, not like you.
Oh.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna pretend nothing happened then. Business as usual. This game just keeps looping forever once you beat the Death Star. There's no level 2. Good God, it's like a Star Wars Groundhog Day in here. Yikes! Moving on.
How about this one? Star Wars Jedi Arena, where Luke doesn't look like he gives a shit at all.
Okay, what's been going on in here? Hey, all right, maybe if we could just, slow down. Stop, please! Okay, that's enough! Come on, stop!
Okay, let's just move on to the last game we have here today, which is Return of the Jedi Ewok Adventure. But I don't have it here to show to you. In fact, few, if any, do.
It was intended to be the twin sister game of Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle, but it was never released, even though it was fully completed. Yeah, that's a good sign. It disappeared without a trace for 14 years until being found by a collector in 1997. For fear of a lawsuit, it was never released to the public. But lucky for us, in 2001, a prototype copy was finally secured. Although, only one of these is known to exist.
What could have caused them to cancel a perfectly good game? Let's find out. Console, please recreate Ewok Adventure. And make it snappy. Recreating is
I'm not sure what kind of ship you're flying in this game, but I already like it better than the other games. It seems to be some kind of speeder that flies close to the ground. It has weight, and it's really cool as far as the Atari goes. Ew! Look at the ATSTs! My God! I'm gonna have nightmares now. Let's give you an artist's rendition of what the HD version would look like. Terrifying. Yep, that's about how I feel. That was trippy as hell. Do I still have my brain intact after that? Okay, here we go. Oh no! Ah, crashed my shit.
I like that noise.
Really?
Yeah.
What an adventure. An Ewok adventure. What?
You just gonna get right back in another ship and take off? Also, where are you getting these? Who does that belong to? That is not your ship.
Believe it or not, I think this is actually the best game out of them all, and it's the only one they didn't release. Maybe they wanted it all to themselves. Who could blame them?
Could be.
Oh boy, and that's only a tiny fraction of what we got to cover. So stick around and tune in next time to find out the mystery of who it was who allegedly let those dogs out after all. It was me. I'm trying to sleep, all right?
Well, that's a different episode 1. It didn't spoil anything for you.
No.
But it did show you kind of what you can expect from Atari.
Yeah.
The 2600, if you will.
Those games did not look very fun. Because it was like 1970 something, and I was like, they had video games back then? And then I looked and I was like, oh. It's kind of like the Pong. Wasn't that like the first?
that was a big
that
one.
That looked way more
That's
fun.
one of the good ones.
Yeah, that looked way more fun.
Like I said, there are some that are good, but it's like a stack.
Yeah.
the ones that are bad is like a pile of a landfill.
And imagine seeing that commercial and be like, holy shit, we gotta go get this game. Oh my
Entrepreneurs
God.
back then were like, we gotta hire some developers and make them make dots on the screen and we'll make millions. And like tons of people did that. And so there were all these games, and it would be like, oh, this Disney franchise or this franchise that's hugely successful, and then it's just like a rock falling from the sky.
Yeah.
Deep, deep, deep,
Yeah.
deep, deep. Dodge the rock. What? Has nothing to do with, what? I mean, Robin Hood or something. I mean, it's just like ridiculous shit. And I have made people mad in
Not Chad.
In the past, I have made people mad by shitting on the Atari, but it's just my opinion. I'm not saying nobody's allowed to enjoy it, and there's not any reason for people to be fans of the Atari. In fact, I would argue that the Atari has some of the best box art out there. I mean, some of the shit that they were doing in the late 70s, 80s, early 90s time period has some of the coolest fucking art for albums, video games, movies, all kinds of shit. So of course that's going to be exceptional, and I can even appreciate that to a high standard that it has. But when it comes to the actual gameplay of these games, sorry, it could just be my age, but it totally missed me.
Yeah, and maybe if we were older and it came out then, but
not for me.
Yeah,
it is really funny though to see John try these games out, and he's doing great with the skits and stuff.
This was different than what I thought, because obviously I know who Darth Vader is,
right?
And like
you've seen the Death Star.
Yeah.
You watched the first episode.
Yeah.
So you watched A New Hope, which was actually the fourth Star Wars movie.
That one, and then one
of the prequels when you were young.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know.
Out of order too, so it's like you didn't even watch episode 1.
I just remember Jar Jar Binks.
No, that is episode 1. Yeah.
When he jumps into the water with the breathe thingy.
Yep.
That's I remember.
Episode 1. Okay. This is pod racing. You remember the pod racing and all that? You don't remember anything other than the Gungan situation where Jar Jar jumps in the water?
No.
All right.
Oh, yeah, no. And Natalie Portman had the lipstick on her lips.
Oh,
and
Amidala.
Maybe her chin all the way. And I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Nikki has a lot of catching up to do when it comes to Star Wars. Yeah. John's StarCade series is something we're going to start reacting to since you guys wanted us to, and now we're doing it. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. And if you did, you could always subscribe to our channel. Give us a like on this video and recommend videos that you want to see us react to in the future.
There are an abundance of places to do that in. You can do that. My brain stopped working. You can do that in the comments below on our Discord, our Patreon, or our Twitch. We go live every Friday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do live reactions just like this one.
And hopefully we'll see you next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it, y'all.
See you guys.
Bye.